It is quite fascinating. When the words Ozempic and smell are typed into a search bar, thousands of people appear, comparing notes on a scent that completely changed after starting a weight loss injection. It is noticed on the breath, in the sweat, sometimes even in the urine. The internet has given it a name and a small sense of alarm. The science, however, is much calmer and a good deal more useful. The mystery begins with a simple question. Does the body's odor actually change? And is the medicine directly altering the skin's scent? Well, the clinical reality is incredibly reassuring. A change in body odor is not a recognized side effect of these medicines. It appears nowhere in the safety tables of the major trials. The smell does not come from the drug touching the skin. It comes from what the drug sets in motion. It helps to understand the medicines themselves. These are the GLP-1 drugs, the family that includes semaglutide, sold as Ozempic and Wegovy, and tirzepatide, sold as Mounjaro. Their effect on weight is large and quick. In the pivotal trials, people lost close to 15% of their body weight. A change that big, arriving that fast, sends ripples through the whole system, and the scent lives in those ripples. The changing scent is actually a downstream effect of a body suddenly losing weight fast while eating and drinking less. That single shift branches into 4 separate biological pathways. Fascinatingly, 3 of those 4 pathways never reach the skin at all. One distinct biological pathway is the breath, which is often mistaken for body odor. When the body burns fat quickly, the liver produces a substance called acetone. This acetone leaves the body on the breath with a sweet edge, a little like nail polish remover. Because the medicines lower how much food comes in and keep fat loss steady, those mild conditions allow a trace of acetone to appear. This is purely a breath smell. Washing, deodorant, and fresh laundry cannot touch it, because it was never on the skin. It tends to settle naturally as the pace of weight loss eases. Another biological shift involves digestion. These medicines deliberately slow down how quickly the stomach empties, helping keep a person feeling full. But food that sits longer gives gut bacteria more time to work and ferment. Among the things those bacteria release is hydrogen sulfide, especially if the meal contains sulfur-rich foods. This gas smells faintly of rotten eggs and rises as a burp. It is tied to meals and naturally comes and goes. Like the sweet acetone breath, this sulfur note belongs to the inside of the body, completely separate from the skin. A third shift is the first to genuinely reach the skin. GLP-1 medicines act on the parts of the brain that govern thirst, lowering how much people drink and dulling the sense of thirst. Add any fluid loss to an upset stomach, and the body drifts into mild dehydration. When that happens, sweat and urine grow more concentrated. It is the same waste carried in less water, so each drop reads stronger to the nose. Urine turns darker and sharper. This is basic concentration chemistry, and honestly the most fixable part of the whole picture. Because the thirst signal is quieted, the answer must be deliberate. Drinking more water, on purpose, dilutes the concentration and significantly softens the smell. The quietest shift of all simply comes down to diet. Eating differently changes what goes into the body, and in turn what the body gives off. A smaller, altered diet fundamentally reshapes the raw material behind everyday body odor. Then there is the story the internet loves most. The idea that the drug releases toxins from the fat, causing the smell. Part of this is true. Fat does store certain long-lived pollutants, and losing fat quickly releases them back into the blood. However, they sit at absolute trace amounts, they carry absolutely no odor, and nothing shows they create a smell a person could detect. The release is a real biological event, but it is not the source of any change in scent. The detox smell is a myth. The 4 pathways are the reality. A quick note on when this stops being cosmetic. Most changes are expected and completely manageable, but anything sudden or severe is a different signal. A strong, fruity breath combined with feeling unwell, persistent vomiting or diarrhea, dizziness and very dark urine, or sulfur burps with lasting abdominal pain mean the right step is speaking with the prescriber. Nothing here is medical advice, and no prescription should ever be altered on the strength of an article about smell. Stepping back, the shape is clear. 3 of the 4 pathways, the sweet breath, the sulfur burps, and the whole body effects of dehydration, are internal chemistry, entirely out of reach of anything applied to the skin. The one place the skin returns to the story is the everyday underarm, where a changed diet makes ordinary odor more noticeable. That underarm odor is the same familiar bacterial process it has always been. Which leaves the question of where our own work fits. Most of what people call the Ozempic smell lives deep in the metabolism, and no deodorant, ours included, can reach it. But body odor on the skin travels along many separate biochemical routes. Studying those exact routes is what we do. We are Super Deodorant Laboratories, a bioengineering company devoted to the biochemistry of body odor. While topical applications cannot change internal metabolism, advanced bioengineering can address the surface. The focus is on working across several of these bacterial pathways on the skin at once, gently softening the odor where it actually exists. We publish the science behind every pathway openly, backed by peer-reviewed research, because understanding the body should never be a mystery. A curious mind is always welcome to follow along to catch the next pathway, or to share this with others who value science. After all, if a simple shift in diet can entirely rewrite the way the body smells, what other mysteries of human metabolism are waiting to be uncovered?